Alright, boat lovers, I've got a boat to build and it's a beautiful day today, so looking forward to getting stuck into it. The drought has broken. We had a great downpour of rain last night, so that's topped up the rainwater tanks for everybody, so that's looking good. And I've been out this morning, took Maple in to get her little nails clipped, her claws. She had a couple of broken ones because they were quite long, and she's a super active pup, so we need to keep that in check. But she was a good girl getting that done. And now it is boat building time. Hello boat lovers, welcome to the channel. My name's Steve and I'm single-handedly building Dragonfly. She's a 53 foot or 16.2 meter flat bottom wooden riverboat. I've designed her specifically for the inland and sheltered waters of the River Murray here in South Australia. Join me each week to watch the mayhem and madness of one man single-handedly building a massive flat bottom wooden boat. I've been working on the side decks and that aft engine bay area. That's been going really well. So today, or this morning anyway, I'm going to start putting these fuel lines in place. So you can see I've got those valves there. Got those valves ready for to connect up for the two fuel tanks, and I've got the fuel line there. But basically, I just want to get the lines in place and holes and things drilled before I put the decks over the top, because it's going to be much easier to access that now. So that's this morning's plan. Have a look at those fuel lines and then continue getting this all stuck into place. If I get this in today, fingers crossed, I should be able to start putting these decks on tomorrow, which would be fantastic. All right, folks, I'm going to climb up the ladder there and have a good look at what's going on with these fuel lines. All right, well, I'm going to need to get in there to be able to get to the hose clamps and things like that. It's quite a tight spot. So I think I'll make an access hatch at the top and one at the bottom on each side. That way I'll be able to get my hand in to do the clamps up here and to the clamps on the vent outlet, and also of course for my fuel inlet that goes down, and there'll be a hose fitting that goes under there. For some reason, when I got this tank made up, I got them to bend the outlets facing this way, and really they should have been just sticking straight up, because it would be easier if the hoses just came straight out the top, but I didn't, and so now I'm stuck with them the way they are. I don't know whether I can cut some of the outlet pipe off so I can get the hose, the fuel line on there more easily. But the issue I have is I really want to have these little fuel selectors or fuel tank selectors to be sitting on the inside here near the engines, and to get the fuel line to come from down in here to that spot, it would be better if it just came straight out through the sides here. Anyway, it's a bit hard to explain, but it means I'm going to have to do some cutting, and I'm going to do that now with my fancy hole saw. Alrighty, drill time. I've got access to those fittings. Also, of course, when I've got the two engines here, we're going to need some cabling that runs across from one engine to the next, because the cables are going to come out of there and run across through this hole, through a hole on the other side, across to that engine. As I say, I have that inspection hole down there, and I'm going to put one up higher as well. That one down there, I'm going to put another one here, and I may actually notch this out so I've got this oval cut out, which will give me access from one side to the other. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. I'll have to seal this properly, of course, because then that makes this a safe gas chamber with drainage holes out the back. We can't have gas leaking into this section here, of course, because it could go out through these side holes. Alrighty, I'm going to do some more cutting and I'll show you guys the end result.
Late last night, I thought I just might consider checking out early. But when the time drew near, the light was coming in, I said, I'm not going down that easy.
The key really is to keep this really straight when it's cutting. Any sort of angle and it just bites, and of course being such a large diameter it just spins the back of the drill around as it did before and jammed my finger between the base of the drill here and the wall, which was good fun really. It's woken me up. In all my years of building and doing boats and other projects, I've never actually had a black nail. You see a lot of guys, you know, in the construction industry, they've bumped their fingernail really hard. I've had a little mark on it, and that's what this is going to be, a little mark on the end. But I'm fortunate enough, I've never hit any of my fingers or nails hard enough to get a black nail. So amazing, and touch wood, that's the way it'll stay. Fair to say that is quite sore. The middle finger. I can show people like that. You see my middle finger? Plenty of that going on in the world right now. Yep. All right, so that's going to come out, I think. Or do I just do another hole there? I can get to that. I can get to those. Maybe that's all I need. You know, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'll tidy these up with some sandpaper, seal those edges. We can get cables through. I can get my hand in to get to this connection here and up under there. I can get to all these fittings down here, and this still leaves some strength in this section, which is good. So instead of cutting that out, I'm going to just leave those 2 holes on each side, working it out as we go along. If for some reason I need to cut more of that out later, I can, but for now I think I'll leave it like that. As I say, I'll just smooth these edges off, epoxy those. All this white area gets covered in engine soundproofing, probably that stick-on rubber-backed shiny mat that you see under car bonnets. That's quite a good sound insulation and so easy to use. It's just literally peel and stick, cut it to size, stick it around here everywhere, up under the hatches. I just want to stop any engine noise sort of vibrating through this timber towards the front. Of course, I can't stop any noise from the engines where they'll be exposed out through the back there, of course, but all that noise will be facing the back, and I'm trying to prevent any unnecessarily vibration from the timber. By deadening it all off, I hope to stop that any sort of engine hum coming through the timber. I can line all in here, I can line in here, I can also line the inside of this area in here, which is only going to be storage, but there's no reason, nothing's preventing me from lining all that as well. So having this, pretty much this whole back area padded with sound absorbing insulation, I think that's going to really help alleviate the engine noise into this aft back area, which is going to be a fantastic area. You know, that area through there is going to basically be our backyard. Cruising along in an afternoon, somebody driving up front, a few people sitting in the back here, fantastic. And of course, the last thing you want is really loud engine noise. Usually on the river, we're only just above idle, chuffing along quietly anyway. A lot of times I'll probably only be using 1 engine. 2 engines are great for that bit of extra power if you need it, and certainly for maneuverability. You know, 1 engine forward, 1 in reverse, you can turn on the spot, all that sort of thing. And as I say, reliability, if we're 300 or 400 miles upriver and perhaps 100 miles from a town, and you have any engine issues, you've got a backup. Another reason for having the auxiliary tank, if for some reason fuel becomes contaminated or there's an issue with one tank, I mean, highly unlikely, but it's possible, then we can switch to the other tank and we know we're good to go. Alrighty, I'm going to tidy this up and see how I go about running some fuel lines, if I can get them into the right spots. No one but you will ever know. Well, maybe they will, but as I say, it gets covered up anyway. All right, boat lovers, I've just come back after lunch, and before I had lunch, I managed to get those fuel lines and everything in place. So I'm about to turn the camera around and show you those. Alrighty, so there we go. That's the selector for the starboard engine, port engine I should say, and that's the selector for the port engine. So now I can get to everything through there, which is great. I'm going to start working on the side decks in a minute and see if I can get that reinforcing glued in today, these ones. If I can get these all done today, that means that I should be able to start on the decks tomorrow. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Good morning again, boat lovers. Back in the shed. Yesterday I put these deck supports in, so that's all glued into place, nice and solid now. This one is lovely and flush with all of these partitions, so it's ready to put the deck straight on there. But the other side, I noticed there's a little bit of a bow in the timber, so I'll have to plane that back and level it off this morning. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up. It probably will. Maybe. If I aim the camera down there, you can probably see in the center there's a bit of a hump. If I come back over here, oh, it's pretty hard to see it with the camera. Just along here, there's a bit of a mound, so I'll get the planer, plane that back to make sure that it's perfectly flat. And then I have to just put some reinforcing blocks in where the cleats are going, the bollards, and start to put the decks on. So pretty exciting stuff. Alrighty, I'm going to grab the planer. Well, I'm going to grab a straight edge and try and mark this, and then plane it back, get it nice and flat. Alrighty, let's do it. Alrighty, it's not very much at all, just a couple of mil. Hopefully you can see this black line along here, so that's how much I have to take off. Not very much, obviously just a little bit of bowing in that board, but it might be a little bit thicker there in the other spots, so I'll grab the planer and tidy that up, and then we can go on from there. That's taken all that hump out. Now I can work out how I'm going to put these blocks in as a bit of reinforcing support for the cleats and glue them into place. Whether I glue them in first or whether I glue them in with the deck, I'm not sure, but for example, here we've got a cleat, so I'll probably get a block about this long, wide enough to go between these two, and just stick it into place so the cleat has a good solid base underneath. Alrighty. 112. All right. I'll do the same as I've done here with some of the other spots, glue them into place, and then I can put my decks over the top. My cleat will go through here with the bolts going through to the bottom, and I can access those bolts from these access hatches that I've put in.
Stay down, down. stay down, down. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea.
All right, boat lovers, I've got the 6 blocks in place now, ready for the cleats. So I'm going to let that glue dry until tomorrow. Then I can come out, sand everything smooth, get everything ready and start putting the decks on. I'll just show you those blocks in place. The first one, that's the second one in the middle, and that's the third one, and of course they're the same on the other side. Alrighty folks, I will see you guys in the morning when I start putting these decks on. Alrighty boat lovers, I'm going to end this video here. I'm looking forward to tomorrow getting stuck into gluing them all into place and getting those done. So the next video, hopefully we're going to see some of that. Meanwhile, you guys have a great week, take care, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and Maple and I will see you guys in a week's time. See you then.